Mail or Mael. I don't know which one of those pronunciations it is. What's going on? What's going on? I'm getting ready to try something here. I think those are gonna have to be arrow walls. And I could do flip trap. Do I do flip traps? I don't know. Probably arrow walls all along. I'm gonna be attempting to beat this endless with riff room only. So in here, basically, all the way up to this wall. So I'm not going to pass this corridor, not going to pass this opening, and I'm not going to pass that opening other than barricades on this side. I wish I could put ballistas up there, but can't. So ceiling traps are out of the question. Let's see. Is the game sound even there? Where's the game sound? Did I turn it? Put it to like 9%. Come on. There we go. Maybe the sound itself wasn't coming through or something. Oh, there's no music. That's what it is. On this map and endless. Yeah, thanks. I mean, there's, like I said in that video, there's a ton of ways to do it. This map specifically. You know, if you K'd here or like here, and then you go all the way up like this, put another barricade here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna send and you can barricade at the top of the stairs over here as well. You send everything from every door over to that side, and they all run up through this corridor, run up through here, go through this room, go through the next room. It's just really, it's really insane. But for this, I want to try to do... I guess I would probably do wall chargers here and here, because it's pretty enclosed. I'm going to do a lot of arrow walls, though. But for this, yeah, for this one, I want to try to... utilize... Ooh, I wonder about these, actually. Do these have a longer range? They got the same range. Can I... That's weird. That's okay. So it's just that one wall spot has a strange interaction. Okay, so that goes straight down, then it loses altitude. What if we go up? What happens if we go up? If we go up here, it's down on that side. See that again. And then over and down. Okay. So it might be a no-go for blades up there unless sideways works. Sideways might work. We did that. Oh, whoops.
I like it when the orcs
For example.
walk straight into them.
Ah. Okay. We could definitely do that then. The question is it going to get triggered? That might be... I mean, it goes down quite a ways, right, the range. So, yeah, I think it will. If an ogre or something walks in front of it. So, Moon, what's going on? I was actually just doing this quick one as a test, but, I mean, I'll start playing. I'll start playing. Okay, so we don't need... Yeah, we are going to use wall chargers. And we're going to use saw blades... Arrow walls for the edge. Do we do butterfly with it? Do butterfly above those arrow walls in the back. We are going to wall off that side. It's just going to be too difficult to stick everything within this room. Unless we cade. No, we don't want to cade, I don't think. We could try cading up here in the top. Essentially... It would be the same thing as us cading on the other side, except the other side they would not waste their time running up here and running back. The sappers might cause an issue with that, but if you put them up here, they're just going to run to the bottom of the stairs and run around. So it's essentially the same thing, except this allows them to run in on this left side. If I don't cade that side, I don't know about this portion of it. I really do kind of want them to all run into the right, but this might be too difficult to stop the enemies if I put cades over here for sappers. In which case, I think they're just going to be running through both of those rooms. We'll have to see. We're going to switch over to the crossbow. Okay, so... we can try it, though. We can try to put Kate's here.
Pretty happy with that.
Like this. The real question is, are sappers going to target these kids, or are they not going to? That's the real question. That's the only question I have. Because if they don't, then we're totally golden. If they do, then we're going to have a problem. Okay. So we're not going to put those up here. We are going to put... yeah, we're going to layer the walls with these arrow walls, I think. And behind the rift. Stuff like that. Yeah, these walls as well. And just do 2 wall charger sets up here. Okay, can I think of anything else? We do have our brim is arcane brim. Do we want to change that to fire brim? Ethan, what's going on? Yeah, also I haven't been streaming because my internet was crap and now it's not. So, we're good there. 3 weeks till your birthday, right? And our giveaway. Okay, let's go ahead and start, and we'll see. We'll start with some Cades here on this side. We'll see what happens with that. So yeah, we don't have a ton of money to use on anything else. That's okay. And these butterflies are regular butterflies for extra duration instead of arcane damage. And we'll see how we can what we can do with this. There's one other map I think this is going to be possible on. The OMD3 release.
That's right. A more major
So,
rift.
2
Enemies are preparing
yeah, you're
to
right.
breach one of our gates.
23rd, I think, right? Or no, 24th? 25th? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's that weekend.
Here they come.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I still got it.
This one's definitely going to be, maybe a little bit tough, actually.
They're almost there.
One of the things that makes it so easy is the ability to route everything and constant damage, but... yeah, I'm gonna add the razors up here once they get, well, you know what? Maybe I'll face them the other direction. Maybe I'll face the ones in the back going backwards and the ones in the ones farthest away from the rift pointing towards the rift. Yeah, didn't get a combo on him. Unfortunate. Yeah, we're not getting a ton of combos either. I guess what I could have done is just built the starting kill box over by the gate. I would have been already on like wave 3 by now. And then just sold it and moved it. But we'll do with what we deal with what we got. I don't imagine we're going to have too many issues with
Enemies at the rift. Is it possible I'm better at this?
yeah, okay. So I think the rift room starts right here.
Okay, that was fun.
Right at this right at these pillars. Technically is where it starts, but we're gonna say it starts here.
Having no head does make it easier to get through doors.
That's absolutely true. And yes, it's taking us forever to just get through wave 1 right now. Because they're having to pass through it all, you know? That's okay.
When am I not ready?
Alright, so let's start with...
More enemies on the way.
the tar is slow over time, so we're going to start with this. And
Enemies are attacking on another front.
let's get a wall charger. I have a feeling like most of them are going to hug this side, this wall, from what I could tell. Okay, this will do us some good. Zappers. Blades and lasers are used in every strategy. Why are they so strong? They're very strong. The reason why the lasers are so strong is because they're consistent damage. Everything else in the game has either a cooldown or it has like a lifespan. For example, grinders, when enemies walk in front of the grinders, they use up like grinder health almost. So they use up, you know, the charges, I guess, that it has. Brimstone, for example, has 8 charges, maxed out, I think, or 7 charges. And then things like the arrow wall or the wall charger, they have a cooldown. But the lasers are constant damage, really good for taking care of sappers, runners, you know, a little bit of tar and stuff, and that all goes a long way. Blades are very strong because they can essentially insta-kill like a wave 25 ogre, like armored ogre. Just because they, I don't know why, but sometimes they'll get stuck in an enemy and they'll just shred them to death. It's crazy. They're probably broken or overpowered or something. The zapper as well. I'm only going to be placing 2 wall chargers, but as far as, yeah, no, there's no ceiling traps. You can't put ceiling traps, only wall traps, like up here and such. Blades ricochet off walls. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's pretty OP. I'm assuming they're going to change it. What I would like them to change it to is to have the projectile of the saw blade have like a damage cap. So kind of like how the grinder has a damage cap, you know, when enemies walk over it or walk in front of it. Yo, this happened yesterday. The game crashes. What? Maybe I'll hop back into the game. Well, last time the game crashed and it didn't tell me. Okay, there we go. That's strange. It hasn't happened until yesterday and apparently today. But yeah, you can make like a nice little kill box with barricades and the saw blades, and it's crazy. As a matter of fact, the floor saw might have been a good addition here. Okay, so those are our 2 most expensive traps. Then we're just going to checkerboard the floor. The tar brim. And should be okay. It is going to take us a little bit of time to get through the waves, though. Yeah, I think they should have the projectiles from the saw blades do a maximum amount of damage possible. And that'll help them not be so OP. Okay. Kind of need to be smart about how many traps we're placing and where.
More enemies on the way.
Oh, you know what? This wall isn't going to be used. Let's see here. I guess things could end up at the edge of the wall or by the wall, so we could throw the butterfly trap. They have to get kind of close to the wall for that to trigger, like in this section over here for that to trigger. Okay, now we'll see. We'll be able to see if they're going to target the Cade. They don't target the Cades. Interesting. So if you put the Cades here, oh, he does. No, he doesn't. He was running away. Huh.
That was me that did that thing there. Enemies at the rift.
Okay. So I think we're all right with that. So the sappers even see the Cades and reroute. Very good.
I should have somebody to do this for.
There are enemies in our rift room.
That's when I was watching people. There were special upgrades to certain traps. Yeah, the unique upgrades. You have to meet some sort of a threshold. There's a link in the description. I'm thinking it's on the live stream, but it's for the wiki page, and it shows you all of the requirements and what the upgrades do. But yeah, they're called unique upgrades. You have to use the trap in order to unlock it. Okay, something's going on with my connection. Oh, actually, my keyboard. Maybe that was my keyboard. I don't know. Some technical difficulties apparently today.
Enemies at the rift.
Took 3 weeks for my internet to get good again.
They're almost there.
That's right. Keep them coming.
Yeah, so they are pushing each other towards the other side here, so these other traps are getting used. You know, I thought about bringing Cygnus, but we don't need them. Kind of wish I didn't have to wait for these guys to go through.
There are enemies in our rift room.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
When it comes to unique upgrades, there are some that you do want to interchange. For example, the Brimstone, you can have it Arcane or you can have it lower cooldown. For this, we're using Arcane, and we do have physical damage, but the Arcane or the fire damage isn't going to affect fire elementals, and there's going to be a handful of them that come through. So we want to be able to take them out just as much as everything else. Other than that, it's actually probably a better idea in our current situation to use Fire Brim instead.
This never gets
Okay.
old.
More enemies
Yeah, we'll
on
do
the
this,
way.
and we'll just kind of build back into the rift. We'll make sure these sappers aren't pushing up. One of the things I can see happening is you just get too many sappers, and they stack on top of each other, and they end up having a problem with the Cades. Or they get far enough into the kill box, and they end up blowing up next to these Cades, which I wonder if I could throw these Cades a little bit farther in.
They're almost there.
Wow.
Nice to beat you.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, very good. I would just wait for everyone to show up. I will say one of the other upgrades that people might change is on the crossbow. The unique upgrade is either headshots do explosion damage,
For you,
probably like a really small AoE, or stunned enemies from the right mouse button take bonus damage. You know, if you got a bunch of small guys, you're probably going to use the headshot AoE, and if you got a handful of big guys and a really tight kill box, you'll probably use the stun right mouse button. Actually, I think this counts as a rift room, like right here.
Enemies at the rift.
Yeah, I think it does. I think this little room here counts as a rift room. So, if we wanted to be too technical, we could open that up as well.
that got the blood pumping.
One of the things you don't want to change unique upgrades on ever, I don't think, is the stone staff. The unique upgrade that everybody runs is the extra area. It essentially doubles the area that's affected by the stone staff. However, the other upgrade just knocks everybody airborne after a brief delay. And I don't understand. I start streaming and this happens. I don't understand. Okay.
There are
Why am
enemies in our rift room.
I don't know why I'm lagging a bunch. Yeah, pretty weird. We're gonna put the saw blades on the bottom here. Yeah, we'll face those inwards. These are gonna bounce around a lot. I think the saw blades are just gonna single-handedly carry the game for us. The rest of this is just
Enemies at the
pomp and
rift.
circumstance for
And boom.
combos and stuff.
Well, I'll let you say.
More enemies on the way.
Yeah.
The enemy
do
army is attacking on another front.
That going
Reach
inwards.
another door.
We'll have those going inwards, and then we'll have the rest of it going
Here they
outwards.
come.
But yeah, the stone staff secondary is after you cast it after a brief delay, everything gets knocked up, which is nice because airborne enemies take double damage, and stoned enemies take like 1.5 damage from physical sources, or double damage from physical. I don't remember which. So, you know, it's an easy way if you have saw blades, or if you have the wall blades, or anything physical damage. You know, swinging mace or something. You knock them up into it, they'll take a ton of damage. but you really got to time it. And it's just so much easier to stone everything instead of not getting everything. First game. I never played the first. Well, okay, I take that back. I played the first game a little bit, but I came from Unchained. That's where I found the game after siege. After siege mode is when I found the game.
They're almost there.
I gotta admit, I would have liked siege mode. I think but that was before my time. I did play 2 quite a bit. After Unchained went down, before 3 was even announced, I played a little bit of 2. It just felt too different. Yeah, I like 2 a lot better than 1. I don't know what it was about 1, but they definitely had a lot of cool elements from 1 and 2 that they didn't add to Unchained that I wish they did. You know, because I play plenty of other tower defense games. Bloons Tower Defense is probably the pinnacle of all tower defense games in my opinion. But I also played Gymcraft Labyrinth. I played a lot of TDs from Warcraft 3. Let's see what else. I played a handful of them on like Newfound games back in college. When I was working, I would just play like tower defense games while I was at work.
Good workout.
Let's see. What else I played? Did I say Gymcraft Labyrinth? Yeah, oh, Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush is another big one. Oh yeah, these blades are actually absolutely gonna wreck everything that comes in here. So I liked them, you know, and one of the things I thought about in Unchained was having some sort of a regeneration or regenerative enemy, not like the trolls that regenerate health, but kind of like how the Earth Elementals break apart and then they come back together, or they don't come back together. But if they did, that'd be cool. And then I don't remember if it was in 2 or 1, but then there was the Water Elemental. I was just like, why didn't they add that? Like Dungeon Defender? Yeah, I never played Dungeon Defender. This is my first. Unchained was my first like third-person shooter tower defense mashup game that I've ever played. But I do know of it. I have seen a lot of videos since then of Dungeon Defender. I thought about giving that a try once Unchained went down, but I never ended up picking it up. But yeah, just the Water Elemental itself was just like, I don't know, it's kind of a facepalm. Like, why didn't they add that in Unchained? Like, it's just a good idea. And in this game, I think they need to add Fire Ogres. I think Fire Ogres need to be a thing. I think Water Elementals also need to be a thing.
What do they call these things? Oh, right. Wall traps.
Okay, so here we've got an interesting situation where we can't put the arrow wall up, so we're gonna do that. I don't know if this is even gonna trigger. It might trigger, actually. That should probably. Yeah, that'll probably trigger.
That's right. I'm War Major Riffin.
I also played Dungeon Keeper. Played that back in the day. And even though it's not a tower defense, it's kind of a tower defense game. It's a base defense game, I guess. Yeah, it's a base defense game with economy and minion management. From there, I thought of, was when they have Bianca, I thought of the Bile Demon Dungeon Keeper. I thought, that'd be pretty cool. And the trolls in that game look like the orcs in this game. Let's see, we're gonna do arrow walls in the back. If an enemy walks up here, get shot. Arrows to the face.
There are enemies in our rift room.
So yeah, this whole rift room only kind of build is really only going to be possible with this level and the other level I just uploaded today. I've drawn a blank.
They're almost there.
Yeah, I also came on to check my stream,
At the rift.
see how well it's doing.
I don't think so.
And because there's not a ton of Orcs Must Die 3 content being uploaded right now. Hopefully when Steam, when it comes out on Steam and Xbox and PlayStation, it really pops off. I'm hoping. I know there's quite a few people waiting for it to happen. But I'm hoping like it gets a good following and it stays there. The following does. You know, we could put this here, and that will still trigger on enemies walking next to it.
There are enemies in our
Let's
rift
do
room.
that.
Not today.
Enemies at the rift.
Having no head does make it easier to get through doors.
Headshots would have also been really cool to have them add in Unchained. Pretty sick.
Do they have any bigger ones?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Yeah, if only I could put ballistas right here, or even along the scaffolding. If only.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, do one more up here.
Traps, 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 traps.
I'm gonna try to place these one square out.
Found a good spot.
More enemies on the
We'll see if any sappers go blow these up. I've got plenty of money to replace Cades if I need to. So I'm gonna see what sappers do here.
They're attacking a barricade.
Okay.
Walking seems hard without legs.
Alright, so for whatever reason they're targeting those Cades. On that end.
Nice to beat
So we'll sell them and put them back.
Enemies in our rift room.
you. This never gets old.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they're walking straight up into here, so they can't see it from back there. Orc archers, annoying. Especially so in Hidden Dock. They are really annoying.
They're almost there.
That was me that did that thing there.
There are enemies in our rift room.
There is a sapper.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay. All of the saw blades are being triggered.
The barricade is under attack.
That's unfortunate. That's my phone, so 1 second. Hello?
There are enemies in our rift
For a
room.
split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Enemies at the rift.
Out of court.
There are enemies in our
that was
rift
fun.
room. They're almost there. There are enemies in our rift room.
Good workout.
Enemies at the rift.
That was me that did that thing there. It's just so pretty. Right there.
More enemies on the way. There are enemies in our rift room.
Just point and shoot.
They're almost there. There are enemies in our rift room.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Enemies at the rift. They're almost there. There are enemies in our rift room.
Boom boom for you and boom boom for you. Ha! I'm giving.
Enemies at the rift.
Is that it?
They're almost there.
You would think there'd be more songs written about me by now.
Enemies at the rift.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
There are enemies in our rift room.
I should have somebody to do this for. Okay, that was fun.
Enemies at the rift.
Just like old times.
They're almost there.
Do they have any bigger ones?
There are enemies in our rift room. Enemies at the rift. There are enemies in our rift room.
That got the blood pumping.
Okay, well, hope you guys didn't all leave. That was a hiring manager for a company that I might start working at. We'll see.
Bit better.
It's interesting that the Cobalt Sappers decided to attack the Cades this time. And the last couple times they just ignored it, or they saw it and ran away. So that's... I wonder if it's because I replaced them?
Enemies on the way.
I don't know. Still here. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, I know how to go on mute there for a little bit. They were trying to call me back, trying to call me back at like 2:30, which is in like 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, well, let's have a phone call later on. Gotta go, man. Can't wait to like get them to play this. Yeah. Do you have it on Stadia then?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Or at least Stadia Pro, because, you know, it's free for a month. So, you know, the last month before it releases on Steam, there's no reason not to just hop onto Stadia and play it a little bit. You know, then that makes the Steam play a little bit quicker. Fortunately, you don't carry over any of your
There are enemies in our rift room.
any of your achievements or anything you've unlocked.
Me that did that thing there.
All right, we're gonna have sappers coming in through here. But yeah, I will catch you later, Somoon, and hopefully just on the next video.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay, that was fun.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a little tricky, I think, until I get this kill box built up past this area. These sappers are going to be a bit of a problem, I think. Oh, that's a that's not a sapper.
The rift.
That is a TNT archer. Yeah. It's all good.
They're almost there.
It's all good. I'll see you when I see you. I guess I'll be streaming for a bit. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do one other endless. And that'll probably be the end of the stream for now.
There are enemies in
I got to get my resume over to that guy who just called, so. Any professional sources? I hadn't talked to any of my old bosses, but I guess I'll give them their information.
Hello, old trap buddy.
They're almost there.
Good workout.
Enemies at the rift.
No! Ow!
They're almost there.
Okay. Yeah, we may end up opening this left side and building out that way a little bit, since it's still
There are
technically
enemies in our rift room.
in the rift room.
Have any more of those?
Okay.
Enemies at the rift.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
They're almost there.
We're going to start taking some serious damage from these orc archers, you know?
There are enemies in our rift room. Now, the barricade is under attack.
Oh, dynamite archer. And I can't tell if that's a sapper or not. Yeah, it's a dynamite archer. Okay. What games from E3 am I excited for? I don't know what games are coming out in E3. I don't know. This is the only game I play. Is that true? Yeah, I think that's actually true. I don't think I play any other games than this. I mean, I dabble in other games. The problem I have with my, like, for example, my Steam libraries, I have so many games I just don't play, you know? Like, I played them for a little bit, I did enjoy them, I got my money's worth out of them in entertainment,
Someone keep score? We totally should.
but then I just kind of, like, I don't know, stop playing them, you know?
Pretty happy with that.
And I feel bad for that, because it's like, spend the money on them. I don't feel bad for, you know, supporting developers or whatever, but I definitely feel bad for spending money that otherwise probably shouldn't have spent. We're going to have these saw blades going up into this pillar. We're going to have a wall charger on this side to stun. So this will be a stun, and this will be raw damage output, since we can only have a 2x2 there filled.
Go, go, go!
And then some tar out here. And I think
Enemies on the way.
if we just build out to here, where the announcer says they're entering the rift room, I think we'll be okay if we just build out to, like, right here.
Enemies at the rift.
I'm hoping.
This is so easy.
There
In that
are
way,
enemies in our rift room.
I don't have to worry about zappers. Yeah, this is a really good spot for blades. Anytime you see like a curved ceiling, it's a really good spot for blades.
Good workout.
Enemies at the rift.
That got the blood pumping.
They're almost there.
This might be easier than I thought it would be.
Enemies in our rift room. Enemies at the rift.
That's right. Keep them coming.
They're almost there.
are gonna have to stone the Earthlings often. Pretty often, I think. But the rest of them should be okay. That distraction action's super useful.
Holy cow! I'm setting records
Nice.
here.
Very good. Those sappers really do a lot of damage too. To all the enemies around them. It's always a good thing to have those guys. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, that stun. Right into the shred. Stun to the shred. That's what we need.
There are enemies in our rift room. They're almost there.
Okay, I think we're going to... I want to do the saw blade launchers here, but I think I'm going to do the... Yeah, I think we're going to do the arrow wall there. You play with Steam. When it comes out on Steam, yeah. I will. Actually, I'm going to give up Stadia completely. Play with Steam.
More enemies on the way.
I think here... We definitely want to put a wall charger here, and then saw blade there. Can we put a butterfly here? We can. Okay, good. Do that. Of course, it's not currently out on Steam, but yeah, once it comes out on Steam, I'll definitely be playing it there. We might be able to keep the kill box just extended out to this one room. We can attempt that.
That was fun.
There are enemies in our rift room.
We don't want to build too far out anyways, because that's only going to be maybe half of the enemies going into this room. Although, arrow walls will be really good for this room.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Alright, let's get some health.
Enemies at the rift.
Is it possible I'm better at this?
Why don't you do arrow walls all the way through? You want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. The arrows shoot out really, really far.
There are enemies in our rift room.
So like these arrow walls, they'll trigger anytime an enemy is like where I'm at, but they'll actually shoot to the complete other side of the room. That's as far as the arrows go.
Enemies
So they're really strong.
That did that thing there.
Hola, Max. Patio? Yeah, patio. I think I read that right.
You guys
What's going on?
right? Max is handsome, sword is furnished.
Enemies
he
at the
kills
rift.
lots of orcs. Ooh, do they have any more of those?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay, let's get a little bit of mana regen. You know the fastest health regeneration in the game is the Rift.
Second, I thought about making
Enemies at the rift.
Now you know. Also,
any bigger ones.
each arrow in the arrow walls does damage, not the entire
In our rift room.
arrow wall trap itself, I guess. It's probably obvious, but the more arrows that can hit an enemy, the more damage they take. So, it's always a good thing. Okay, let's get... I think we're actually going to switch out with an arrow wall.
Enemies on the way.
And we can do a little bit of checkerboarding out here, but we really want to focus on our efforts inside. Stone Staff at its finest.
Too cool for school. Okay, that was fun.
And it's only way 12, and we're almost done with the room. Well, we still got these ceiling, or these wall pieces to
Good work.
contend with. We're not quite done yet, but... It'll be soon enough.
In our rift room. almost there. Enemies at the rift.
That got the blood pumping.
That was a really good wall charger hit.
They're almost there.
Pretty impressive. In case you don't know, the property of electricity is whenever the enemy dies, I don't know if they have to just have the electrocution property on them, like kind of like fires the DOT sort of thing, or if it's the trap itself that does electric damage has to kill. But they end up doing a small radius of explosion damage, very small. And I haven't actually tested it, like I've tested many things in the game. It's a hard thing to test. I don't know how much the explosion damage is, or really too much about it. I just know it's a thing. Or it says it's a thing inside the hints section.
There are enemies in our rift room.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Enemies at the rift.
Good workout. Hey, we did it!
All right.
And by we, I mean me.
More enemies on the way. They're almost there.
Not to mention, we're getting some pretty good combos. Oh yeah. Got butchered.
There are enemies in our rift room. Enemies at the rift.
That was me that did that thing there.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Gotta love the crossbow, man. Gotta love them headshots.
They're almost there. There are enemies in our rift room.
Fight and kill that much just for one single trap? I mean, come on.
Traps go up, orcs go down.
Enemies at the rift.
Dang it!
There are enemies in our rift room.
Bardius? Welcome. What's going on? Appreciate the subscription. I may have butchered your name. There's plenty of names out there I do butcher, but that's okay because my old YouTube name used to be Obechos. It was spelled Obechosc, and nobody ever got it right, so I changed it to something more memorable and spellable for people to be able to subscribe. So much easier to say Motoman Dan than Obechosk or Obeshkush, as it was sometimes mispronounced.
That got the blood pumping.
Okay, or just finish. Yeah, we'll just finish the tiling on the floor. This renovation's looking pretty neat.
There are enemies in
If we
our
wanted to really be particular with it, I think we could fit decoys here.
at the rift.
And actually, decoys in the rift room wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Because then,
Do they have any bigger ones?
well,
There are enemies
I don't think
in our
that. I don't think they'd be that useful. Because the
That was me that did that thing.
Knoll dudes. You almost dead? You need to die. There we go. Oh, we still got some time. The Knoll guys, whatever they're called, the Grenadiers, they'd actually, some of them run over these cades, and so they would just sit here and pummel the decoys,
enemies on the way.
kind of defeating the purpose of having them.
Traps, 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 traps.
Now, if we really wanted this to be self-sustaining, we could have brought the plants and you know, layered this area with plants as well, and that might help it be self-sustaining.
Good workout.
Enemies at the rift.
I'm uncertain of how well that would actually work, but maybe.
That was fun.
If they could be placed on walls and I could place them up here, that'd be sweet. It would make a lot of sense for them to be able to be placed up there.
More of those?
As far as what they look like and the range and all that stuff. In fact, they're plants, I guess. Oh, yeah, there we go. One grenadier. Yeah.
There are enemies in our
I
rift
thought about
room.
maybe possibly getting a wee bit
All right.
closer.
So that is the floor is almost complete. We're actually going to build the floor out on the left side here just a little bit.
That was fun.
In the supposed quote-unquote brick room.
Ooh, damn,
Enemies
more
at
of
the
those?
rift.
This never gets old. Yeah. I'm awesome.
They're
And
almost there. There
Good
are
work,
enemies in our rift room.
just like old times.
They're almost there.
No, I wonder what putting saw blade launchers where those arrow walls are, but having them face upwards would actually end up looking like. So I wonder if they would hit the ceiling and then
Bigger ones?
bounce down to here or something. I'm gonna have to, after this is over, if I remember to do it, I'm gonna have to give that a try. Give that a quick look and see what happens. I'm curious.
Right there.
If I had another go break, I would. I don't know if I have.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Do I have another go break? I don't think so. If I do, I'll check it out.
They're almost there.
That got the blood pumping.
Shredded
Enemies at the rift.
and shredded.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay. This is going good. I didn't know how much trouble I'd have with this, but apparently not too much. And also apparently something dropped out of here
All the way.
somehow. I don't know. Oh, it must have been a saw blade. A rogue saw blade that shot out there. Yeah. Could have been.
They're almost there. Enemies at the rift.
That was me that did that thing there.
They're almost there.
Do they have any bigger ones?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Is that it?
They're almost there.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Okay. So far, so good. I guess I could have made it a little bit more action-packed if I played some sort of a melee weapon, like the lightning blade.
Split second, I thought about maybe possibly
I
getting.
do kind of wish it had a little bit more reach, or maybe even the elven double blade. Ooh,
Enemies in our rift room.
no, that would be too difficult. That weapon sucks.
Good workout.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, and the earthlings are getting through still.
They're almost there.
They're getting to what, here? So, a couple of squares away. Alright. Get some money bags dead.
Enemies at the rift.
There we go.
Do they have any bigger ones?
Very good.
There
Okay.
are enemies in our rift
They have any
room.
more of those?
Oh, misplaced that.
Almost there.
It's just so pretty.
Enemies at the rift.
That got the blood pumping.
They're almost there.
Good workout. For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Okay. He should be dead soon enough.
That was me that did that thing there.
Alright, so we stick with this here being the rift room.
More enemies on the way.
Then I think that works. Alright. Now it's
Hello,
time
tough buddy.
for our saw blade bonanza? Finanza? I don't know. But this will be the last portion of whatever we do. Oh yeah, we got to do butterfly traps above these. I did almost forget.
There are
Butterfly traps all
enemies
up
in our
here.
rift room.
Once all the sappers are done exploding. Cobalt kamikazes, as I think they were called back in Unchained. If memory serves me
Enemies at the rift.
correctly. Oh yes, look at that. We're all triggering.
They're almost
Oh.
there.
Oh, the carnage.
There are enemies in our rift
Good
room.
workout.
Oh, the carnage indeed.
Pretty happy with that.
They're almost there.
That got the blood pumping.
There are enemies in our rift room.
That seemed unnecessarily violent.
Just laying them
Enemies
out.
at the rift.
Ooh, they have any more of those?
They're almost there.
These orcs ain't got a chance.
Do they have any bigger ones?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Is that it? If I had a delicious beverage,
Enemies at
I
the
would
rift.
toast myself right now. For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Absolute insanity is what it is.
They're almost
Okay,
there.
let's get our
I should have somebody to do this.
butterfly traps up.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay, that was fun.
Go.
They're almost there.
You know, I bet the devs had a pretty fun time with getting the saw blades working.
I thought about maybe possibly
Because they do have to
getting a
bounce around through objects, right? Or on solid objects. They probably had some fun testing that. I can definitely see it.
They're almost there.
It's like the bird's out of the cage.
There are enemies in our rift room.
We could get him to stop running away.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Oh, bird flew out of the cage. And is on the hunt for food, I assume.
More enemies on the way.
Won't be long before he makes his way over to me. Try and sit on my shoulder. He's trying to eat a watermelon right now. He likes grass, and I don't know if that's normal or not. But when we take him for walks, he'll
Enemies at the rift.
flutter down to the the ground and start eating grass.
They're almost there.
Like a cow or something.
Enemies at the rift.
Good workout.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Is that it?
May need some kind of fresh food.
They're almost there.
Dunno. Corey likes watermelon enough to want more of it.
Bigger ones?
Enemies at the rift.
Just point
There
and
are
shoot.
enemies in our rift room.
Holy God! We're setting records here.
They're almost there.
Yeah, I gotta admit, this is a pretty insane room right here.
That was me that did that thing
Enemies
there.
at the rift.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Workout.
There are
That's pretty
enemies
crazy
in our
indeed.
rift room.
Alright, let's get some more carnage. And then we're gonna start rotating in that direction. Should they get far enough.
Ooh, they have any more of those?
Enemies at the rift.
I think one of these is hitting the stairs and then like flattening out its trajectory.
There are
Hard-
enemies
it's hard
in
to
our
tell
rift room.
That was fun.
which one's flattening themselves out. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
They're almost
That got the
there.
blood pumping.
I mean, it just feels like cheating sometimes, you know?
Huh. Walking seems hard without legs.
Using saw blades. Yeah, even if I didn't have saw blades, I would still use arrow walls up there, which would
Enemies at
do
the rift.
well. It wouldn't do as well, but it would do well. These arrow walls can fit up here. I may just do one side of
There
arrow
are
walls.
enemies in our
That looks like
rift
it's
room.
clipped into the side there, doesn't it?
Enemies at the
For a
rift.
second, I thought about maybe possibly
No,
getting
I guess
a
it's
wee
not.
bit concerned.
Jimmy Sillywalt. What's going on, Jimmy?
Do they have any bigger ones?
You may also notice, if you've looked at other people playing the game or other people's streams, that the quality of this isn't as good because I'm not paying for Stadia Pro. I only bought the game, not the platform. So I'm hoping that we're able to play it in 4K. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of a strange thing where you don't get what you're paying for. This map looks hella fun. It is hella fun. It's my favorite endless map of all time. You know, it's my most played endless map, I guess. But you can do a lot with it. You can route enemies a really far distance. I'm just trying to do a sort of rift room only challenge for this, and it's working out really well. To be honest, it's working out a lot better than I expected it to.
There are enemies in our rift room. Enemies at the rift. They're almost there.
That's right. Keep them coming.
And plenty of orcs to kill. There's only a counter to
Our rift room.
see how many orcs you actually killed, you know? There's only a counter.
If I had a delicious beverage, I would toast
Enemies
myself
at the
right
rift.
now.
There are enemies
guys
in
saw
our rift
that,
room.
right?
They're almost there.
Okay.
For a second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a
A
wee
couple
bit
of more rows
There are enemies in our rift room.
on that end. Oh, he got kind of far.
Enemies at
That
the
was
rift.
fun.
Yeah, a couple more rows of this. Probably just one more row of saw blades on that side, and then we'll start doing them on that side.
Tiptoe through the trap field.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay. Gonna have to feed the bird, I think.
They're almost there.
I think that's what he's wanting.
That got the blood pumping.
All right, it's the end of the wave. Let me make sure this armored ogre isn't gonna make it through. Yeah, he ain't gonna make it through. All right, BRB.
More enemies on the way. There are enemies in our rift room.
I'm fine. Just a little case of the deadsies. Isn't it great how games give you more lives?
They're almost there.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
Enemies at the rift.
For a split second, I thought about maybe.
Okay,
possibly
hopefully
getting a wee bit
that
There are enemies in
makes the
our
bird happy. Amory. What other trap combos for the floor? Farm Brimstone. Farm Flip. Flip Trap's really good. Farm Spike is an okay combo. It's a cheaper combo. I don't think it's as effective because,
in our rift room.
well, I mean, all of them really work, but you really kind of want tar in a lot of things. When you go endless, you want tar. Now, when you play story mode, not necessarily. You don't need tar, but it's always a good idea to bring it.
They're almost there.
That got the blood pumping.
One of the things you don't want to do is layer it with the same trap, the same floor trap. You don't want to.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, these guys are getting a little far. There we go. You don't want to, for example, stack a bunch of brimstone together, because when an enemy walks through it, like this ogre, for example, he might trigger both sides. And if it's something like a spike trap and he dies to one of the spikes, the other one's just going to be completely useless. So definitely want a checkerboard. Now, when you go, like, when you're talking like wave 75 on endless, the enemies will stagger themselves, so you actually don't need, once you get to like wave 75 or so, you don't need tar at all, because the enemies just stutter step their way through your kill boxes. And at that time, you would probably want Brimstone and Floor Spike combo. You could definitely do that. Yeah, of course. And if you were really feeling like you wanted a challenge, you could try using the Floor Saw Blade thing. Those are a bit tougher to use,
So easy.
but I think they're pretty effective, especially on... Oh, what map was that? Coliseum.
More enemies on the way.
They're especially decent on Coliseum.
Traps go up, orcs go down. Yeah.
I don't think there's any other floor traps, actually. They're going to come out with, on the Steam release, they're going to come out with the an acid geyser. Oh, it's acid? Yeah, it's not poison, so. But yeah, that'll be another floor trap to maybe combo with your other floor traps as well. We'll have to see how good it is and if it does a better job than the Arcane Brim, or than any Brim. But of course, the reason we're using Arcane Brim at all is it's because it has charges. It does damage over time, so it helps against tappers. But exclusively, it helps with the fire elementals and the firelings.
Enemies at the rift.
That's the main reason we have it, because when a fire elemental breaks, if it breaks on a brimstone, then the firelings will then get affected by the same brimstone. Unlike if you had floor spikes, where if the fire elemental died, the firelings wouldn't be affected by the same trap, and they would continue going through your kill box before they ended up taking any other kinds of damage.
They're almost there.
Clean up on all five.
Enemies at the rift.
That was me that did that thing there.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Boom boom for you and boom boom for you. Ha! I'm giving.
They're almost there.
Do they have
There
any
are
bigger
enemies
ones?
in our rift room.
All blades are amazing. Oh, I guess the other floor traps, there are two other floor traps I forgot about, and that would be archers and decoys. But I have no idea how you really effectively use those. Especially decoys. I mean, archers, there's a couple of places and a couple of levels where you could really get quite a good use out of them, but yeah, decoys not so much.
Is that it?
These guys got to be feeling like Indiana Jones. I'm telling you what. There are so many sharp objects here.
It's just so pretty.
And I did another layer of it, yeah. That block on both sides is the top of the pillars. Not placeable for whatever reason. I may actually switch it, switch this to go that direction here in a moment.
Workout.
Now, oh, it should be, yeah, never mind. I was about to say, I don't think this should be affecting the orcs, but it should, because they stand too tall, and that will definitely hit them. Now, when we're ready to lose, we'll open up our right side.
Enemies at the rift.
And then we'll let them all through.
There are enemies in our rift
That was
room.
fun.
I am somewhat tempted to close off the right and left sides of the pillars.
Any more of those?
Actually, I could do that up here, huh?
Enemies at the rift.
Now force them through the middle, just to make sure that
For a split second, I thought about maybe
they're not going to slip through. Because if I have to push back to the rift, I don't want them to have to like fight them through that. Do that. Put one here and put one on the other side.
They're almost there.
Deal building an army with the knights, priests, archers,
Enemies at the rift.
and they can. Yeah. Yeah. All it really takes is a TNT archer to like hit a pack of archers that you have, and they're dead. No,
the blood pumping.
it doesn't take much to kill them. And the knights are cool, but they're just so expensive. And of course, you can only build them in war scenarios where there's a crap ton of enemies. And their secondary attack is a kind of underwhelming as well. So it'd be cool.
Is that it?
It'd be cool if we had the. And I know people have in like the Discord and stuff have asked about getting the Dwarven guys from 2, I think they were. The Dwarven Grenadiers, and there was also like a paladin type, like a melee guardian as well that you could have just for regular maps,
Enemies in our
Holy cow! I'm setting records here.
and that'd be pretty cool. They brought those.
That got the blood pumping.
enemies at the rift. There are enemies in our rift room.
All right, Bird wants to perch up on the shoulder
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
and then pick out his baby feathers and fluff himself and blow feathers in my face.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
Okay.
More enemies on the way.
Not how loud he is.
Enemies at the rift.
Probably not too loud. He's probably not too bad.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Okay. We're almost done with this, and we haven't lost lives yet, so this is definitely doable. And it looks like absolute carnage, and that is beautiful in and of itself. I'm curious if these blades bounce off the Cades at all. I don't think they do, from what I can tell. Yeah. Maybe an assassin-like defender. Yeah, that'd be cool. If they were like invisible until the orcs got close enough. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet actually. But I know that the targeting system in the game is a little bit finicky. And doesn't work super great. Especially when you go late game endless, the targeting system for the ballista and the archers don't work anymore. So, and even on the war scenarios, if you have like too much going on, I think they just have a hard time targeting things. But the banks of archers, I think you can beat all of, maybe not, let's see, maybe not the mage tower, but I think you could probably beat the rest of the war scenarios with just banks of archers. Because they just do so much damage, it's crazy.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting
There are enemies in our rift room.
Max is handsome, sword is furnished, he kills lots
Oh.
of orcs.
I'm surprised I didn't hurt the Cade. That one like right next to it.
Dang it.
That, what is it? What am I getting attacked by? You. That's what I'm getting attacked by. Yeah, I swear that grenade landed like right here, at the bottom of the stairs. Or not.
There are enemies in our rift
There we go. And looks like kill box is complete. Quite? Nope, not quite. We need to replace this butterfly trap here with another saw blades.
Nice to beat you. Right there.
And don't forget to check out the Discord. The link should be in the description of this live stream. But it's got the Discord link and it's got the wiki link as well. It would make me happy if I could complete this entire room by putting something in the ceiling. It would complete me.
There are enemies in our rift room.
I guess one of the things we could consider doing is building out into this section. And even building out into the room that's feeding into this place. Just kind of building out from there. And then eventually getting rid of all the barricades. But if I was going to do that, I would definitely want to bring ceiling traps.
There are enemies in our rift room.
An absolute crazy amount of minions here.
Good workout.
Good lord.
Enemies at the rift.
For a split second, I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee bit concerned.
They're almost there.
That was me that did that thing,
You know, it'd be really cool for Guardians is if they brought back the Orcs Must Die Unchained champions as Guardians.
They're almost there.
That'd be pretty sick.
Have any bigger ones?
That'd be a lot of coding, but that'd be pretty sick.
Have any more of those?
An idea for alternative wall for war scenarios: a shield and spear regiment that can block projectiles.
Okay, that was fun.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. And they'd have a bonus against like large guys, right? That'd be if they had like a bonus against like ogres and trolls, or just bosses even. That'd be pretty sweet. That's a pretty good idea.
There are enemies in our
I don't work for Robot, but you know, if they ever say they're looking for ideas, I'll definitely drop that one. That's pretty smart. All right, I can see that. All right, Amiri, I assume I'm pronouncing that right. You have yourself a good day, and you know, catch me on the stream next time. Don't forget to leave a like or subscribe,
Getting a wee bit concerned.
and check out my other videos.
enemies at the rift.
I'll be uploading somewhat frequently until I land a job, and then it'll probably be less frequently, but
There are enemies enemies in our rift
Still. Or if I make a crap ton of money on AMC, which I'm doubtful of, but we'll see.
More enemies on the way.
Okay. We've got... Can we do anything in this room? You know, we... Oh, we can die in that room.
I've risen from
I think we can. I think we can put
Enemies at the rift.
a zombie. The cool.
these. Maybe.
This never gets old.
Let's give it a look. What happened to you? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, what happens if I flip it around?
I like it when the orcs just walk straight into it.
Appreciate it.
They're almost there.
That's a bit of a shame. However,
Enemies at the rift.
we can't put them on the other side either, huh?
Clean
This is
up
a flat
on
wall.
five.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. But we can put air walls instead.
Is that it?
Or you can put these sideways. Well,
Enemies at the rift.
Holy cow! I'm setting records here.
bird over here is being a bit of a fluff monster.
I got the blood pumping.
They're almost there.
Do they have any bigger ones?
There are enemies in our rift room.
Yeah, absolute carnage. I love it. Death and explosions everywhere.
At the rift.
Matter of fact, I wonder what it would look like if the saw blades were the explosion and not the bleed.
I would think there'd be more songs written about me by now.
That'd be
Pretty cool.
That was me that did Max is handsome, sword is smartish, he kills lots
Okay.
of orcs.
So I can go horizontal, right? Yeah, I can.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Do that. Horizontal inwards. See what happens with them. See where they end up.
They're almost
Just
there.
like old times.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Enemies at the rift.
That was a thing.
If that wall there was slanted, that'd be pretty dope. Because then the blades would keep bouncing
There are enemies in our rift
beneath it
room.
and above it. You know, kind of like they are here.
For a split second,
Kinda like they are here,
maybe
but-
possibly getting a wee bit
You know what? We
concerned.
put that there. Probably there too.
Pretty happy with that.
More enemies on the
I don't know. Actually, those just might stick around here and bounce in between itself. I didn't consider that. Maybe. So there's nothing else to do with that. You know what?
They're almost there.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, so they just stick into this area here. Those ones going
Is that it?
They're almost there.
vertically don't seem to actually be doing anything else. Are they even going? Oh, they're not being triggered. There they are.
Thought about maybe possibly
Yeah, they're getting
a
stuck
wee
behind the
bit
pillar.
concerned.
So those two don't do anything.
Enemies at the rift.
That got the blood pumping.
Okay. And he's dead.
There are enemies in our rift room. Enemies at the rift.
Really violent.
They're almost there.
Max is handsome, sword is smartish, he kills lots of orcs.
There are enemies in our
Okay,
rift room.
that was fun. Holy cow, I'm setting records here.
Yeah, wow, very cool.
Enemies at the rift.
I didn't expect this much carnage killing in one room, but I'm pretty happy about it. There's quite a bit going on there.
Enemies at the rift.
Armadoggers are always a problem. Unless you have enough saw blades to just shred them to pieces. Or distraction. Enough distraction action will do it too.
They're almost there.
Just point and shoot.
How do you sleep at night knowing all the orcs I've massacred? Yeah.
Enemies at the rift.
Well, listen, they came into our world, I think. They asked for it. They signed up, and for some reason brought their money with them from the world they came from.
That was me that did that thing there.
There are enemies in our rift room.
I mean, someone's got to do it, right? They're orcs. They can't possibly be good. Who's ever heard of a good orc? Except for Dungeons and Dragons, but
Found a good spot.
well, but that's just different.
Right at it all.
Oh, whoops! It's wave 26.
You missed me.
I meant to sell that. Here, I need. Oh, there we go. I need one of you guys to come up here. Okay,
My liver. A little harder to bounce back.
but I'm the bad guy. I could be. We could be the bad guys. Yeah. Let's go. Who else? Who else can I get? Let's get somebody else.
For a split second,
Come on.
I thought about maybe possibly getting a wee
Demon.
bit concerned.
Hey, I need you. I need you.
There are enemies in our
I need somebody to attack me.
Is that it?
Yep. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
The barricade is under attack.
Nope. 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 Wait. Wait.
Clean up on all
Enemies at the
five.
rift.
That was me that did
Come on,
that.
somebody. Anybody. Troll. Okay, that's good enough. Attack me.
They're almost there.
Come on, attack me.
Go ahead. Does make it easier to get through doors.
Okay, fine. Don't attack me. Oh,
There are
crap.
enemies in our rift room.
That which doesn't kill me makes me not dead.
Enemies at the rift.
Okay, that was fun.
They're almost there.
Okay, I gotta. Oh, wait.
Do they have any bigger ones?
I need the sapper or TNT archer. Somebody. Anybody.
Good work out.
Cockatiel. It
There are
is
enemies in our rift room.
less than a year old, I think.
For a split second, I
How
thought
old are
about
you?
maybe possibly getting a wee
Don't
bit
know.
concerned.
It's a baby though.
They're almost there.
A wee little lad, still gray. Hasn't it fluffs a lot, so we think we think it's molting. I don't know if that's just a baby thing or if that's just in general, but
They're almost there.
yeah, still gray, still pretty small. I've seen plenty of videos of people with cockatiels, and they are significantly bigger than the one we've got. Although this one, after feeding it and stuff, it's definitely gotten a bit bigger, a bit wider, I guess, as well, maybe.
There are enemies in our rift room.
Oh, I didn't realize you could probably sit here,
They're attacking a
do well.
barricade.
Okay.
Enemies at the rift.
Yeah, so they should all get through, and we'll lose this one, and we'll start our next in this one.
They're almost there.
Ooh, do they have any more of those?
I don't think I'll have it. Probably indefinitely. It's not actually my bird; it's my girlfriend's bird. But she actually,
Enemies at the rift.
I used to work from home before. I don't know. I want to say laid off, but it was a weird contractual thing that happened.
Only have
I don't know. They offered me the job after the contract did something weird, and
Good work out.
I denied it. So I've been kind of chilling for a little bit. But she got the bird. She wanted a bird. I told her we could probably get a dog.
Just point me to the after party.
She was thinking about a bird or a rabbit. And I'm happy with the bird. We're gonna have to get him, we're gonna have to train him to like fly and come back and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that, but he's still not able to fly yet because when we bought him from a pet store that had his wings clipped. But he's hung out with us quite a bit, so like sitting on our shoulder and going for walks, and he does flap off of our shoulder from time to time and eat grass. Okay, now this one. It's also an interesting one, although I don't think we're going to use arrow walls for this one, but we are going to, however, use the ceiling beams, laser beams. I'm trying to spy on people, yeah. There you go. So what we're going to do essentially is we're going to put everything against this wall. And then we're going to make a little maze with traps here. We're going to push everything along this wall and then into the front of the rift. And that's how the cades and stuff is going to work. The question becomes, how do we handle sappers and how do we handle fire elementals? I think with this map, I think we might be okay. Oh, we need Cygnus, actually. Hang on. We definitely need Cygnus, because we're going to have kids around us, so... Oh, it's on him. That's him. Okay. Yeah, because we're going to have TNT archers come out, and when they do, we're just going to have to sleep. Wait till they're done. You know, wait till everybody's done, and then get up and take care of other guys. Dude, okay, listen. The sabotage was my favorite thing in the world, okay? Like, I missed the siege thing. Dude, I loved Sabo. Yeah, it was so much fun. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to place it over there anyway, I guess. Can I really not place it over there? Huh. Guess not.
I'm low on funds.
Sure. So we're gonna stick by this door until the other door opens, which I think is wave 2, maybe wave 3. And then we're gonna sell everything and go down there to the rift and start barricading around it. Oh, sabotage. There's a game out there called Balloon Tower Defense, right? I'm sure you've probably heard of it if you are into tower defense. And they have a game mode called BTD Battles. And with BTD Battles, you get to send out balloons against your enemy while defending balloons sent out against you, kind of thing. And that's essentially what sabotage was you had your regular waves of orcs, and then the enemy would get minions they could send out against you, and they would also get another ability they could use against you, so like an area bomb effect. So if you're standing close to barricades, you know, you'll do damage to them, you'll take damage, kind of thing. It's an AoE thing. Or they'll do like a trap disabled totem, so you can attack the totem to remove it. But you could be up here fighting orcs, and they could throw it down in another area of your kill box or whatever. So that sort of thing. So they had an ability they could use against you to sabotage you, and then they had an enemy type that they could send against you in addition to the enemies coming out already. So that's what sabotage was. Each player for each team got both of those that they could use, and you could use them at any point during the wave. They'd be on their map, you'd be on your map. You'd never see it, but you could hit tab to open the maps, and you could see their barricades, but you couldn't see like their traps or what kind of traps they brought. But I loved it. It was a ton of fun. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? I want to make sure I have enough money. I've done this plenty of times, just not necessarily with limited funds, like trying to start it. Okay, so we got this. Probably going outwards. Butterfly. Then do charger, wall charger. Okay, I'm gonna do tar first. We'll do brim right there.
This should be fun.
I should suggest it. I think he already I mean, he knows about I love sabotage. Like I said, I never played Siege, and the Siege mode was like a 5v5. It was like a MOBA, I guess. It was trying to be like a third-person MOBA. So if you can imagine, you know, playing League of Legends, but you're behind your character like this instead of over the top. I guess what was that game? Had like Greek gods or whatever. But they did something similar. It was Smite. That's the game. A game called Smite. We definitely want fire lasers as soon as we can here. That's gonna help us a bunch with our DPS. Yeah, the game Smite is I guess is fairly similar to it, but you would have your trap set up, and your traps of course would affect the enemy, but the enemy would have their character. You run around, you do like objectives, yeah, and as you complete the objectives, it would give you like, you know, hero bonuses and stuff, because that game was very hero based. This game is very trap based, as well as 1 and 2. They're very trap oriented, and that's one of the reasons why they can't bring the original heroes back, is because the game itself was altered to make sure that the heroes, if they were, because they were so powerful, to make sure that the traps were not, because I guess 1 and 2, if you put the heroes inside those, both the heroes and the traps would just be too powerful. So from a balancing standpoint, it makes sense why they wouldn't, I guess, but yes. And we can't, yeah, because of that singular thing there. Can we put that sideways? Let's see. I don't think we can, actually. No matter where you... Okay, so there's a couple of places you can put it horizontally. We'll look into that. We'll look into putting it horizontally. Sabotage mode update? Yeah, that's one of the things that drove people away from the game, was their PvP, because the game, the people that played 1 and 2 played you know, player versus environment style. You know, it is multiplayer, you can have another person with you, but it was mostly just used to play with friends. And when you took that fan base and you gave them a player versus player experience, they weren't too thrilled with that. So, you know, I think it depends. I know there's a lot of people that loved Unchained, that really wanted to see Unchained come back and see stuff happen with it, but yeah, I'm just not sure that that's going to be a thing that they care to do, at least not anytime in the near future. I'm sure they've considered it, and they will consider it later on, but well, not both with a team of 40 people that have a game they're trying to, you know, update and keep fresh and do other things with. I think they've got their plate full with other projects that they're doing. I'd like to see it come back. One of the things I liked about Sabotage, I mean, I ended up only playing, and I have some videos on my channel with Sabotage. You can just search through the channel for Sabotage videos. But one of the things I really enjoyed about it was the fact that when you hit tab, you could see the enemy's map. You could see how they're barricading. So, of course, it's competitive, so you want to win. So you have like the best barricade setup, but you can see how they're barricading, and then kind of go off of that to figure out if you can make a kill box happen with the same thing. If they're beating you a bunch, you could do that. That's one of the cool things about it. Towards the end of the Orcs Must Die Unchained lifespan, I was only playing against the same guy over and over again. So he beat me most of the time, but there were some times where I was able to beat him.
We were lucky this time.
Okay, let's take a quick look at going horizontally. If we do that, no. I wish we could put it here, but that's not going to happen, so. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Oh, you know what I should have done? Dart spitters. I should have done ice dart spitters, and I put them up here instead of the trap reset trinket. Well, you know, it is what it is. That's what I used to do. With the addition of the blades, I think we're okay. The addition of the blades, I think we're fine.
More enemies on the way.
We're probably not going to have a problem with ogres or anything with that. Now the question becomes, sweet. Yeah, you can check out what Sabotage looked like. But it's very similar in design to Bloons Tower Defense Battles, where you're sending against the enemy while defending yourself and defending what people send against you. You know, I guess one of the main differences is that you don't in Bloons Tower Defense Battles you get economy by sending balloons, whereas in Orcs Must Die Unchained, wow, it's an 11 combo, and I didn't even have a lot of things going for him. I could have had like easily a 12 or 13 solid there with other stuff or with attacks. But yeah, it's like sending against your enemy. Actually, sending against your enemy does help them sometimes. If you know that they can like kill whatever you're sending, you don't send, because it does give them money for the minions that they kill. So you want to make sure that whenever you're sending, which is one of the things that new players never did, but you want to make sure you're only sending things that are going to actually do damage. I think I'm going to turn these two inside. I'm going to turn that outside. Okay. We're going to put barricades along this edge here soon. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how BTD Battles was. Which again, you know, you take a game like Bloons, where you have the franchise well known for just being a passive game that you play by yourself, you know, with like 1 through 5. I don't even think they had a multiplayer on 5. Then you come out with a game of battles, and it just doesn't do so good because you're the people you're making the game for, your demographic, they don't care to have something that's not just a PvE environment type thing. So it's just the kind of player that you have to play for, that you have to build your game for. But, you know, the Bloons franchise had enough of a following that it still saw players, and it's still a thing that's going on today, the BTD Battles game mode. That being said, it's also sold as its own IP. So that it's not like you're playing Bloons and then you have the option to go multiplayer. What die I missed? Anonym. Yeah, missed too much. Although there was a bunch of carnage in the last map. Need to close that. It's a program that's super useful. It's called CLCL, and what it does is it saves whatever you copy to your clipboard, but saves your clipboard.
Ready to fight.
What did you miss? You missed a lot of carnage. And we're talking about Sabotage from Unchained as well. But the carnage came in the form of a different map. Yeah, it really is I mean, like I said, I loved Unchained. I loved the PvP stuff of it, but you know, there wasn't as big of a following for the 1 and 2 to sell on PvP. You just didn't have as big of a demographic that you could sell to for that. However, the single player was, you know, just as good, right? I think whenever you went endless, whenever you played like the wall endless or some of those really challenging ones, it really was best to have as many people in your party as you could, because it was more hero oriented than trap oriented. Just the way the game was designed, that you really wanted to have more heroes so you can have more abilities to stall and do healing and stuff like that.
That won't be the last.
Okay, so far I haven't seen any fire elementals. I'm gonna guess they're not gonna show up till wave 13. I know they come out at wave 13, but I don't know what comes out after that. That's a perfect place for a Saw Blade there. Trap Orient seems better. Yeah, it is if you want more of a passive playstyle like what I'm doing. You know, standing back, letting the traps kind of just do all the work and not worrying too much about it.
More enemies on the way.
And I'm really impartial to either PvP or to, like, you know, PvE. I can definitely see can definitely see the wanting for both. But with PvP, just kind of like, I don't know. I guess some people just don't like competition. If you like my live streams, thanks, and for anybody else, you know, make sure you leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, just go ahead and do so. There's no reason why you wouldn't. Okay, I think of a couple of reasons. We're not going to go over those. I'm kidding. I don't know any reason why you wouldn't. I'm going to go butterfly up here. Cavalry versus PvP. Oh right, like the what they're going for with the game itself, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with either. I wish those healers actually resurrected. That'd be pretty sweet. If they only resurrected, like, keep thinking on max and trying to double jump off the Cades. I wish they would resurrect, like, small and medium and heavy units, like heavy orcs, but not any of the ogres or anything bigger than that. I think that would give them a little bit more personality and usefulness. I like the game the way it is. You know, there's plenty of people that say they'd like other things in it, as would I, but they've got a smaller team than they had in Unchained. Unchained was about double the amount of people they had working on it. So I can definitely understand why they wouldn't have the ability to do everything.
Another threat vanquished.
I'm going to get rid of that. I can see that being a bit of a pain. Matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of both of those, and I'm just going to do double electricity. That way, if enemies get turned back, they only get turned back here, so they get hit by these traps. If they get turned back here, they're just going to walk out into the abyss and not take damage. Making orcs stronger and faster. Yeah. That'd be cool. Well, you know, one of the things Unchained had was what's called mercenaries. And they were enemies of the Rift that they didn't like try to go into the Rift. They just tried to make your life a living hell. So one of them was like a little kobold guy, kind of like the kobold guy in the war scenario called Mage Tower. Mongrelfell's his name. And he was similar to that guy, and what he would do is he would run around and he would like drop little these little things that you had to attack, and they would disable all the traps around that little cone that he dropped. And he would drop a bunch of them. So you'd have to, you know, take care of your kill box, but at the same time, whenever he showed up, you'd have to chase him down, you'd have to stun him or whatever, kill him. You really had to try to get rid of him. And then another one was Bouncer Bear, who would once he saw you, he would like charge at you and he would hit you, and you can do like a massive knockback. But he would also run over barricades and damage them. There's another one that summoned little like miniature gnolls that would go through the rift. Not so good if there's a buff boss. I would like to see bosses in endless other than money bags. Like, even just the regular bosses. He was so dangerous. Yeah, he really was. But then there was the mage. I really hated the mage because he would make copies of himself. When he did that, you wouldn't know which one was the real version. I think there was a way to tell, but I don't quite remember. But you wouldn't know which one was the real version, which boss was, which clone of the boss, I should say. And man, he was a tough cookie to crack. Yeah, they definitely have had in Unchained a ton of different like character personalities that they could have reused, and they might still. The introduction of mercenaries, it didn't happen right away. Like, it wasn't part of the base game. They had enemy heroes fighting you, I think, instead, but I think there was another one I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, there was one that was kind of like a gnoll hunter. He would like go invisible and see, kind of like Rengar from League of Legends. He would like hunt you out, and just attack you, and you could, I think you could lose him
I'll never get that out
in the
of my
rift
robe.
as well. But my next live stream, I have no idea, but probably tomorrow. Hopefully I'm able to beat this soonish. I have a phone call coming in at 4:30, so that's going to be in about an hour. All I want to do is get past wave 25 using the rift room only. But yeah, I might tomorrow. I'll have to see. See what happens with the phone call today, and I can definitely try tomorrow. My internet did get better. It got better yesterday. I noticed I uploaded one of my endless videos that was like 10 minutes long, and like as soon as I uploaded it, instantly went up. I just couldn't believe it. Like, there's no way this is happening. It all of a sudden works as it's supposed to. But the day before, it didn't work. So yeah, they did something yesterday to fix it. And now I'm able to stream, which means the Orcs Must Die 3 giveaway for the Steam version is going to be a streamed event, unless my internet goes down again. But I don't foresee that happening. So it's going to be a streamed event, as far as I know. I think I could move this barricade up one, and maybe that would help saw blades. Look at all those bodies, man. It's crazy. I'm telling you, these saw blades are just broken. They just do so good. They work really well in choke points, though, I will say. And it's hard to get choke points in some maps, to include Coliseum. So maps that have explosive guys or guys that attack barricades, it can be a little bit tough to really utilize them. But yeah, it's just absolutely insane. They shred through everything. That kind of a kill box wasn't possible before. Okay, so we got that. And we're going to... Yeah, we'll face this way. Okay, those are sappers. It's very faint. I have to turn the game sound down in order for the game not to be overwhelming. There we go.
Who's sorting out the pieces?
Helped you understand it better. Sure. What are your questions? Oh, you know what? Hang on. Hold on to that. Oh, is this wave 13? So we need to take care of this fire elemental.
Are we?
Oh, come on.
A temporary setback.
Yeah, temporary setback indeed.
Not exactly
No.
but a
Okay, he didn't hit the Cade. We're good. And there's no other fire guys.
messy, but a
If you want to check out the wiki, I've done quite a bit of work on the wiki page in the description. Should be.
down it goes.
It has a lot of trap information, some map information. I'm still working on like getting other kinds of map information in there. But it's got most of the traps I've really worked. I've done a lot of work with. Not so much the enemies. Enemies is kind of one of the things that I want to take another look at. Now that I have the fire pillars and the lightning pillars, I'm actually able to determine how much health each enemy has, like individually. Before that wasn't possible, or it was very hard to get those numbers. But now I think with the fire pillar, it's going to be very easy. Okay. I guess one of the things I could do is put some decoy barricades. We want to block this off, right? And so from here, we're just going to build two of them, kind of stick them over there. But before we do that, of course, we're just going to put more stuff over here. Oh.
I'll never get that out of my robes.
Now, I may not have needed sickness, actually, now that I think about it.
Goodness me!
Could use max. or really anybody. Double jumping would have been nice. Cosmetic microtransaction. Well, that's what they had for Unchained, and that's one of the reasons why people didn't like it, right? Because in Orcs Must Die 1 and Orcs Must Die 2, it was, you know, you bought the game like 20 or 30 bucks or whatever, and you owned all aspects of the game to include skins. You would just unlock the skins with skulls like you do in this game. I think they're 50 skulls a piece. But in Unchained, they had microtransactions because it was going to be, it's server-based, which is why it doesn't exist right now. Because the game itself was server-based, and all of it was multiplayer online, of course. And doing that, they required it to have an income, passive income from the game itself. And so they did that by doing microtransactions. They also had a leveling system for your character. You start at level 1 at a new account, and then as you play, you gain levels permanently. You also gain levels inside the game for the hero you're playing, but you have an account level. And there were things that you could buy to kind of increase the amount of account experience that you gained as you played. And people didn't take too kindly to either of those things that came from Orcs Must Die 1 and 2, and that was their dedicated fan base that they had. But you know, now they've got a bit of a mixed bag of dedicated fan bases. So the middle, let's see, what is the thing when you're in the middle and the green thing appears? If you're talking about the green thing on the mini map, it is consumables, money, mana potions, or health potions. This thing here that I'm defending, the blue circle, that's the rift. The tower defense game, so that's essentially you don't want the enemy to go to the rift. It's probably really honestly just a vocal minority, but they didn't make enough money off of it to sustain themselves anyways. Like, for example, me, I didn't mind it at all. Like, I completely understood it. You know, I played League of Legends since Season 1, and that's exactly what League of Legends does, right? Like, and people complain about it. I don't understand why. Like, they gotta make money somehow. On your body. Oh, on my body. Yeah, that is something that happens when I sleep. It's a regeneration effect. So there's one particular trap called the Archer, and when you put him down with the regeneration, a green thing goes around him, and that's just to indicate that he's regenerating health. This character specifically gets to do that. He goes prone, which prevents enemies from targeting him, or supposed to. It doesn't work always. And it heals, it gives him health and mana regeneration. So Moneybags is dead. Nothing's even getting past that corner, which is absolutely crazy. That's just how good the saw blades are. This is body musk. Yeah, the odor of being old, because he's old. But no, yeah, it's a health regeneration visual. You can see the green that surrounds the trolls. The green surrounds the trolls. It's the same thing. It's a regeneration thing. Name Watch Dogs. I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is. But I think that I know of it as a popular game, but I don't know anything about it other than it's a popular game. I think it's like well made or something. One of those, like, what do they call them? AAA games? A high quality kind of thing. I really don't know too much about it though. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna run out here. And we are going to rest right here. And so if you played anybody else, archers would target you, but archers aren't going to target us up here. And what we get to do is we get to have a bird's eye view of sappers that come out from the left and fire elementals that come out from the right. We'll stop them before they get there. You have all two games right now of Watch Dogs? Is there two of them? I guess it's not the best vantage point. We'll move over here. There we go. That's pretty cool. I think Watch Dogs is a story mode game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I really don't know anything about it, but that's cool.
That won't be the last.
Yeah, without these stall blades, they would get pretty far.
Effective.
3 games, not 2. There's 3 of them.
Not
Why
sorry
aren't we
to
dying?
see
There we
that
go.
one gone.
Now the dude's dead. Good.
More enemies on the way.
Well, now that I know how effective this is, I'm beginning to try and think what other endless maps I could actually potentially do this on. I would say aqueducts, but I've done that before and I know it's not possible. Nope, don't target me, you goofs.
Who's next?
I don't think it's possible on aqueducts.
That won't be the last. I'm not cleaning that up.
We got TNT archers, TNT archers.
And down it goes.
Oh. He got stuck? No, he's not stuck. Okay. Sometimes the enemy gets stuck like an archer when they shoot at you, and when you go, when you feign death or go prone or whatever it's called, they will still attack you even though they're not supposed to. It looks like we are in the clear
Vile creature, dead.
for all things explosive.
That worked well.
It's now a watchdog stream, huh?
Good news.
I don't even know what it
On my
is.
cat. Let's try that again.
But, you know, maybe it'll bring more people in. I don't know. Okay. Got quite a bit of money now. Yeah, some,
Very good.
that's a good spot for that. Some dart spitters with ice would be really good here, but we didn't bring them. Just didn't think of that.
Here's where they will fall.
I think we're going to double stack on Cades. Maybe just stick with that. And probably just do a decoy Cade out there somewhere.
Perfection.
The barricade is down.
Okay. It looks like this may be the wave of explosive guys. Yep, there's a fire dude out here. So let's take him out.
Who's sorting out the pieces?
We can. And we're going to die.
I shall return.
Okay, great.
I
Great.
return at your hour of need.
Oh, ha. Okay, the ogre knocked him down. I can live with that. That works.
How dare you?
I can definitely live with that.
Another threat vanquished.
Pretty good at the game I play. I try. You know, I've played it for a while. This is really the only game I play these days.
The challenge?
But yeah, I definitely try. Appreciate it. That fall down. Yeah, it's a really good mechanic. You know, it makes you immune to the damage that comes in. So if you don't really want to die, because sometimes, I mean, death is a good thing. It does speed up the enemies. However, and it teleports you back to the rift. But sometimes when you spawn next to your barricades or something, somewhere you don't really want to spawn. So yeah,
Are we?
sometimes you don't want to die. You're calm. I'm the best. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say I'm the best. You know, I would say there's quite a few people out there that are better than I am at the game. But
That won't be the last.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna say I'm not the best. I'm just not gonna say I'm the best. You know. I don't know, I guess we just stick more Cades.
More enemies on the way.
Really? I could just barricade like this. There's really no reason not to. Yep. I'm not going to Cade that, though. They might have some sort of a pathing issue, and they'll start attacking all my barricades because of the autocorrection. Are you on mobile? He's just humble.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
A lesson for the rest.
Well, I haven't done any like really hardcore challenges. There is somebody who has named Behemoth. Like, he's probably better at the game than I am. I think he's put more hours into the game than I have.
Not sorry to see that one gone. I'll never get that out of my road.
But I play a lot of Endless, and I think he plays a lot of story mode. For me, I love Endless because you got all this carnage and killing, and it's just beautiful, you know? Look at this. Look at all these guys dying.
Not sorry to see that
Bubble.
one gone.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Creature dead.
You know, something I didn't think about until just now. I could split that down the middle, right?
Well,
I could have...
well,
No, I can't. So I gotta have an opening. I could put the opening in the back actually, and split it down the middle. But this would cause a problem. Right now the saw blades are doing all the work, and because there's an opening, they would have saw blades would bounce through it. So, yeah, maybe not. I think going against that wall is the best idea.
another threat vanquished.
I'm sitting here in a hoodie and a t-shirt, and it's 75 degrees.
Down it goes.
I had the hoodie on earlier because it was a little chilly, but now it's getting a little bit toasty.
Enemies on the way.
Toasty indeed.
This should work.
So yeah, so all these barricades here are they're just going to trap the saw blades. Anything that is big that comes by, they're going to trigger, and the saw blades, they're just going to get shredded. I mean, there's nothing that's going to make it through this, I don't think.
Messy, but
Not anytime soon. Maybe eventually if they have a crap ton of health and don't get distracted and everything else that can happen to them.
that won't be the last. Another threat bank. I'll never get that out of my road. Oh, not exactly tidy, but oh well.
I guess it's also humid in here. Rain is in the area.
One gone.
Quite a bit of rain, actually. For what are the wolves? You mean those purple guys that are charging at me?
And down it goes. Goodness
Yes, exactly. All my needs are just carnage. Yeah, the purple guys, they're called Knoll Hunters, and they are a unique enemy in the fact that they do not take rift points. The thing at the very top center that says 20, that's your life total, or your rift points. Anything that enters a rift takes a point. Earth elementals and fire elementals take more than 1 point, but everything else takes 1 point. Bosses take 10.
be the last.
However, the Knoll Hunters don't take any. And they target the player,
More enemies on the
but if
way.
the rift is the only thing that they can reach, or if the player is next to the rift, they will enter the rift instead, and they will not do damage to the rift.
Another threat vanquished. I'm not cleaning that up. And goodness me!
Yeah, of course. It is one of the things that that new players aren't going to know about, and I know this because I've seen other people play, like newer players streams and stuff. I've seen them, and yeah, I know it's not very obvious or straightforward, and I don't think they tell you anywhere either. It's really not a guide, but once it comes out on Steam, I'll of course make a beginner's tutorial. I'll beat the game real quick, and I'll you know,
Challenge?
do that. So, all right, we're gonna put a brimstone right there, help him die a little bit, give him that encouragement to stop being alive. Piles and piles of bodies here in this corner.
Not sorry to see that one gone.
Yeah, what other endless ones? I could possibly do Great Hall, which is the first endless map. I could possibly do that only around the rift with quotes. I'm gonna have to use a little bit of the area just outside the rift, I think, to be able to do it.
More enemies on the way.
No better spot than here.
See. Yeah, you can't fit anything there. Okay, now this one is one that we want to do this with.
Excellent location. I'm not cleaning that up.
Gonna have that go in that direction. Have they? Not directly, I guess, but I don't know. No. Is there a blue potion?
Who's sorting out the pieces?
Yeah, blue potion's for mana though. If I use it, the potions do end up going away. I don't think the coins ever go away, but potions, health and mana potions do. Yeah, they're really just kind of there. I don't know if I ever like try to go and get them. Usually not, but
Another threat vanquished. Not exactly tidy, but
I have gotten appraisal. Appraisal? Is that the word? I have received good words from a guy named Time Master, who is like the main guy behind the Orcs Must Die Unchained offline player thing. He kind of like tried to reverse engineer the game, from what I understand. Some kind of a
won't be the last.
developer. I don't think he is employed at Robot. I just think he's just a volunteer. But he made the Orcs Must Die Unchained wiki page. And when I was looking at the Orcs Must Die 1 and 2 wiki page, I didn't really like it. It wasn't very logical. You would go there for information, and you would see information about every single Orcs Must Die game. And to me, that was just kind of a waste of time. Right? To me, that was like, you know, if I wanted to learn about 1 or 2, that's fine. But I'm not playing 1 or 2. I'm playing Unchained, or playing 3. So for me, it wasn't. It didn't make a lot of sense. Right. However, okay, we're gonna have some barricade destruction going on here. that's got to happen, I guess. It's gonna be okay. We'll be all right. That's okay. We've got plenty of damage and everything here, and the cades we've got them. They're thick. We've got some thick cades, and plenty of money too. Okay, there we go. But he told me I did a good job with it. You know, making it logical. That's how I like to see it. And that way you can really have like all of the necessary information, trap damage, cooldown, uses, what it looks like, and you just really have it all in one place instead of having a page filled with information that you're never going to use and stuff like that. So it's called Rift Rush. If they are within a certain amount of squares, and I think it's 4 or 5 barricade lengths, they will actually gain speed when they target the rift. Number 5 is this thing, the ceiling lasers, fire laser, and it does a passive amount of damage. So most traps have to activate. As a matter of fact, every trap except for tar and this ceiling laser has to activate, but it constantly does burning damage. Really good, especially against sappers. Yeah, that's a thick corner right there, and it has to be. I probably don't want to do too much else. Actually, yeah, we're not going to have any more explosive guys until after 25, but yes, Rift Rush is the thing. It's boiler like a pipe. Looked like a pipe. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, you know, and I don't know how it's getting power. Like, you know, this place isn't solar charged, right? There's like it's nighttime right now, so I don't know how this thing is drawing any kind of power. Here's what it looks like when you respawn, right there next to the barricade. So if something was about to attack me, TNT archers or something, and they targeted me as soon as I got up, they would probably destroy a cade or two. The other thing that makes them run faster is if you die, they get Rift Rush, and then when you come back to life, they lose it. So if you constantly kill yourself over and over again, you're actually going to get them to go through your kill boxes faster.
Who's next?
Also, ogres will charge you. When they target you, they gain movement speed and they go to charge you, and they'll knock away other minions. It's actually one of the ways that you can use Kelsey. She's one of the heroes. She has a levitate ability. If you levitate over, for example, if you levitate like right over here, then ogres that are walking by might target you and push orcs down into the pit or into the pool of acid. So it does have some usefulness, but of course that means that you're not with your kill box, so you may not want to, but yeah, definitely.
Not sorry to see that one gone. And down it goes. I'm not cleaning that up.
Now in Unchained, Orcs Must Die Unchained, Rift Rush was actually something that was permanent. So if you routed the enemies next to your rift, and then away from your rift, and back next to your rift, what they would do is they would target the rift. You would do that with barricades. For example, they would see the rift right here, they would run this way, and they would have Rift Rush the entire time. It doesn't matter where they go. In this one, Rift Rush is only within an area. They just move faster. But in Unchained, what you could do is, as soon as they saw the rift and Rift Rush was activated, all you would have to do is you would have the enemy, what they would do is they would run faster for the rest of the duration until they got to the rift. But on top of that, they would take the shortest path possible. So they would hug walls, and in Unchained they would also stack because their hitbox is very small. So they would stack together and they would hug walls. So you really could do a lot with wall chargers if you were able to get them to Rift Rush and then run around the map a little bit. No, I changed the map. At the beginning of the stream, I had a different map. And then I just went over to this map. It's just to build kill box around the rift kind of challenge for myself, just to see how it was. This map and the other map are easy enough. This one's even easier than the other one. The other one was pretty awesome with all the carnage, but this one's really easy with the path. You just have to look out for the explosive guys. They'll really kind of... That's why we got some thick barricades. It's for those explosive guys. Matter of fact, we really could, like, fill this area with barricades, because they can still enter in through the side there.
Who's next? A vile creature, dead. Ouchie. And down it goes.
Best boss in this game? I think Gorbash is the coolest, and I think he's the coolest for the way he looks and the name. I think the best mechanic one is probably Mongrafel. He jumps over barricades and goes straight for the rift. If you're not expecting that, he can be a bit of a challenge. I say that. He's actually really easy to beat. Yeah, you can actually see here underneath their feet. the dirt start to kick up, that's actually when they've activated Rift Rush. So you can see these orcs are doing that now. They start running faster when they're close enough to the rift. There's really only 5 bosses right now. There's Moneybags. Moneybags doesn't take any rift points, and he gives money. It's kind of one of those. In a lot of tower defense games, you have like a test wave or like a test mob. He's kind of like a test mob. He's really tanky, really beefy. He's a boss, so he doesn't get like flip by flip traps, that sort of thing. Chromatica is probably the hardest boss. Yeah, I think Chromatica is probably the hardest boss because you can't use your stone staff and you can't freeze him. You can freeze and stone staff the other bosses, but you can't do that with Chromatica. He's a flyer boss. So he might be the most difficult. I mean, if you get a bunch of headshots, then he's fine. And I don't know, he's got a long corridor to go down, so it's really not too tough. Who else? What are the other bosses? Let's see. You've got Gorbash in this one. You got Craig in this one. Craig's pretty neat. He disables traps around him whenever he walks through the traps. You got Mongerfell, and then for Dragon Boneyard, you have the Resurrector. I don't know. They're all kind of like okay. All the bosses are just meh. The Resurrector's probably the worst. But I wouldn't say I really care for any of them in particular. Play the campaign if there is one. There is a campaign. It's right here. Oh, I'd probably switch it over to Riftlord. Yeah, I played through the campaign. So you have right now you have the Old Friends, which is the main campaign. Then you have the DLC campaign. You got your Endless, and you got your challenges. I played through the main campaign, the DLC, and the Endless. Except for this map, the basement. I've done this before, but I did this differently. So I've actually done the Endless basement, but not with this account, I guess. I haven't done all the weekly challenges yet, but yeah, I think I still need to beat. I beat these before, just not here. Oh, this is on Endless. Hang on. Let's go to Riftlord. Yeah, there you go. There's the skulls. I beat this on Endless as well. That was tough though. I haven't beat these two actually. I haven't touched them yet. Yeah, the graphics are not good because I don't have Stadia Pro. Let me show you this. No. Where is it? I'm going to be hopping off anyways here. I don't have Stadia Plus. So here you can see performance. Yeah, here you can see this. In order to have the best graphics, you actually need to pay for Stadia itself. I got the game when it first came out, and I'm not gonna. This is the only game on Stadia that I wanted to play. For me, I don't like that because the game itself has the potential for 4K quality. The problem is, I'm not paying for the. I mean, I own the game technically, I guess, but like I don't know, it's okay. I don't care for the Stadia thing. So as soon as it comes out on Steam, the quality is going to go up. But I do know what you're talking about. I've seen a couple of other people. Their quality is really good. The game looks really good. But that's because they have Stadia Pro. I saw a little bit of a Blues TD multiplayer video. Patient. Yeah, I got a lot of patience. I get that a lot. It's probably my #1 most redeeming quality. I tell people I have more patience than a hospital at Gotham. I'm kidding. It's still. I'm an IT guy, so I kind of need patience, right? Stage is a bit premature. I agree. You know, they're trying something, and it's got a fraction of Google's budget, but they're trying something. And you can see it's okay. Yeah, whenever YouTube uploads, I think it switches between 720 and 1080 for the stream itself. But whenever it finalizes the video, I imagine it's going to go to what I see, which is 1080p. it's kind of funny. I'm seeing when I play something worse quality than what I see other people recording at. So, yeah, once it comes out on Steam, the quality should go up, I'm assuming. And hopefully they have a bunch of options there to make sure that the graphics are stable and good looking. But yeah, I've got to go ahead and head off. I've got a phone call. Sounds like some kind of an interview phone call here in about 15 minutes. Keep suggesting, hey, look, it's the industry, right? I mean, these days it's a good industry to get into, especially if you're driven and you want to succeed and go past the tier 1. Like, don't have a job that a robot can take. Basically, you don't want to have a job a robot can take. And being some sort of like IT call center, robots can take that job. You definitely want to go like the next step up where you're the one fixing the robots. But yeah, it's not too bad. But anyways, I will catch you guys. I'm going to try and stream tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm going to upload another video tomorrow as well. So if I don't see you on the stream, I do watch the comments. They come over to my phone and I reply on there as well. So, but yeah, and I'll have more information about the giveaway. I think I'm going to do a giveaway update video maybe tomorrow instead of a gameplay video. We'll see. But yeah, you guys take care. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch anymore. I used to dual stream on both, but I'm just going to do YouTube from now on. So that's cool. And I will catch you guys in the next video.